Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the hog barn here. It's I was going to show you a nice Oklahoma sunset, and it is like just windier than crap and cloudy outside. We've had fires and stuff going on. My heart goes out to all those that have lost something because of either tornadoes or fires, that kind of stuff. The whole reason for my live stream tonight um, is just about the finally the channel reaching 1,000 subscribers. That took quite a while. Hey Wayne, it's good to see you in here. I hope you got you a cheeseburger or something to tide you over. Maybe a couple of them, half a pint of Rocky Road, something like that. Yeah. So got the old 47 back here behind us, getting ready to get into that thing. That old banner. Yeah, thanks, Woody. You know, we're planning on going to some car shows and doing some different stuff. And I want to have something besides just stickers and things where people can see who we are. So that's kind of what we're doing. And yeah, coffee time. It'll be a good time for some coffee because, man, it's been a while. We've been up since early this morning and it's just go, go, go all day. I'm sure you guys are doing the same thing. And Robert, good to see you in here. I I'm going to give away the details of how I'm going to do this in the video here because I've seen a lot of different people do this various ways, and I think what I'm going to do is similar, but it's my own thought behind it. I want to take and have the video that comes out on this Friday. We're going to take comments out of that, and you're going to have to comment when in your comment, and then next Tuesday, yeah, it'll be a little bit later, but we will use the random selector for comments and pick to win. So, man, I put in my description for the video that I wouldn't ship internationally, but I might. We just have to see how much shipping is. I have no idea what it costs to send something over to where you're at, Rav4, but I would do it for you. So I'm going to give away a shirt, okay, and some stickers. So kind of have the timeline here. We've got the old logo, the original one that I had made before YouTube and everything. Hey, old mechanic, cool to have you here, man. And then we've got the second logo with the big square sticker there. And then I have the one that'll fit right on your coffee cup, the nice small sticker that's just it's just refined a little bit more. So yeah, you got the T in the crumpet set, but TEA, Robert, come on, man. You up there, all that snow around, making it tough on you. I understand. So pick this stuff up off the floor before my cat eats it. I'm going to actually select 5 and give away 5 shirts, 5 sets of stickers. And I mean, it's not a lot, but it's something, right? And we all like to have a contest. So, Two Stall Garage, good to see you in here. And we're just trying to grow the channel, trying to build a community. I've been doing a lot of videos and it's just on build kind of stuff. I'm kind of contemplating. I don't have enough stuff recorded to keep producing or doing 2 videos a week. So, been doing one on Tuesday, one on Friday. I'm going to stop that sometime in April. I'm going to run out of videos to do that already recorded. And then as we get into May, I'll be able to start doing more, and we'll get some how-to stuff going. I want to have those Tuesday videos just how to, and I want to start out like how to do a little basic metal work, not like huge building full roofs or anything like that, but how to fix a dent and get it close and use body filler. I mean, a lot of guys will on YouTube, they've been doing metal work for a really long time. They're showing you how to do some high level stuff. I am not going to show that. I want to do stuff that just any average guy can do. Oh, mechanic. Yeah, man, that's a Kawasaki. It's so my son-in-law has bought like 4 of these bikes, and he's got a KZ900, a KZ1000. This one is a 1200 over here, and it's going to be another one that we do on the channel. Yeah, it's like a LTD 1200 Kawasaki. It's a big old bike, got a lot of motor to it. Thing, we pulled it out of a barn. Somebody's grandson had owned it back in the day, and you know, they grew up. The bike got parked. I don't know if they bought another one, what they did, but we got that thing. So now he wants to build a cafe racer out of it. He's got these other bikes up and running. So he told me if I build this bike, that I could have it. So I don't necessarily need a motorcycle, but I want to build different stuff, and I like bikes. I think they're cool. So that's what we're going to do. A blower on it. Yeah. It's a blowing outside enough to be a blower there, Woody. It's like getting after it. And there's still stuff burning inside of this burnt zone that came across western Oklahoma. When I was coming home the other night, it looked like it looked like little chimneys where the wood was still on fire, but it's inside of all of that burnt area. So they're not going to go back and put all of it out. They're going to just let it burn out. So who knows how long that's going to last. Leola. All right. So I just wanted to say thank you to you all that are watching. You're here tonight. You watch my videos. You leave comments every week. I really appreciate that. It really helps out. And I don't know if you guys pay attention to other people's YouTube channels, but the channel is growing and the views are growing on the more long format videos. I do shorts, try to do a couple a week, just trying to build that subscriber count for the channel. But my heart is really in like the 35 Chevy, building that, showing you guys that, you know, it's my dad's car. My dad came over the other night, heard it start up for the first time. So that was really cool to for him to hear that, because that car hasn't had a V8 engine in it since the 70s. And he's able to hear that thing fire up for the first time in that amount of time, just kind of the smile on his face and stuff. Super satisfying to do. But I'm at a point in that build that I hate, where it's getting into the interior and there's nothing inside of this car. So we're having to fabricate every little kit and bob for it. And it is not what I like to do. I like to do paint and body work. I mean, everybody, like, they look at this 47, the Mount Bondo, the crappy chop job that was done on this thing. And it, you know, it is a lot of work, but it's the kind of work I've grown up doing. Maybe not quite that crappy of a chop, but the body work side of it, I'm used to dealing with all that and working through a project that's pretty good size. So it is what I like to do, and I want to get more back into that. And I want to take you guys along and pass some of the knowledge that I've got from the years of working in shops and stuff. I mean, my dad always had a shop or a garage back behind the house. And as kids, you know, we were like a lot of you guys are. we grew up just working on junk or whatever. My dad's policy was kind of like, well, if you can fix it and make it run, you can drive it. So at about 12 years old, we started driving some old junk cars around the pasture. There was four of us that grew up together, and I lived kind of out in the country, so wasn't like the kid. The people next door had kids your age or anything. We came from a little ways away, and uh, we fixed up old cars so we could drive them. And I know it drove the sheriff crazy because we were out there and we had no clue what the hell we were doing. We're just trying to get from point A to point B. All right, Spanky, good to see you here, man. Glad that you could make it. So we grew up doing that stuff. I think I painted my first complete car when I was about 14. I've been painting and doing little stuff there in Dad's shop. I've said it on lives before. I grew up playing with body filler, playing with my Hot Wheels in body filler dust in the floor, and just having a good time. I've also shot a lot, done a lot of stuff on the farm, and that's kind of why I've run out of video footage, is because right now it's like garden time, and man, we've been working every evening getting the garden put in and going. So if we get some rain, it'll grow. It's that same old deal with the farm. You're at the mercy of what Mother Nature does. And in my neck of the woods here, our main reservoir that provides all the drinking water and stuff is at like 71%. And all the rain seems to be hitting south of us. So we need some rain for you all up in the southern part of Kansas to come in and help us out. Thanks, Woody. Man, I really appreciate you guys are awesome. And I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for you all. And I also have to attribute part of it to COVID, because we were like, went to spring break a few years ago and didn't ever go back to class after that. It was all just online doing this stuff. And man, after that school year, I didn't want to see a computer for a while, but then we got in here and started messing around. And I was like, man, I wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long time and just not done it. And I got to looking at it, and it's easy to start the channel. The hard part is after that. And I don't know, it's been quite a while ago, but guy there, Robert from Robert's Garage, he reached out to me and we traded stickers. I think I sent Robert one of my first t-shirts that I had made out of the first batch. And he's helped me quite a bit. It's cool if you start a channel, find somebody with similar interests as what you've got, because Robert's got an old C10 truck, and at that point, a lot of my YouTube videos were of my old blue C10, and we just started BSing and having a good time. So that is how that all took place. Got started, got rolling. I've always been into cars. I have a tag back here above my door that's like off of my first truck that I built. I had a 64 Chevy short wide pickup. I wish I still had it. It was a cool truck, small block Chevy, turbo 400 trans, 411 gears. It was a lot of fun to drive, and we are just like I grew up in a house where my dad built stuff to sell, and I've got that in me. I mean, I want to build something, make it nice, and then I want to move on to the next project. I'm not independently wealthy, so a lot of times I had to sell a car to do that. I've been really fortunate the past couple of years and been able to find some parts trucks for these old C10 trucks at a reasonable price and buy them and just kind of park them in the back here, thinking that I'm going to build them. And dude, there's just so much stuff. So I have not been able to build everything that I bought, and I'm starting to pass some of those on to other people. and that's been funding some of the stuff that I'm doing. This 47 Ford back here, it's another thing. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy to have to fix that. Well, maybe my worst enemy, but anyway, I wouldn't ordinarily take on that job, but this guy's been after me for about 3 years to do this thing. And finally, he just caught me on a weak moment. And I'm like, yeah, bring it in. We'll do it. So here we are, and we're doing it. I got off the phone with him this evening, and he's going to come out. I mean, we're good enough friends. I just gave him a key to my shop and said, yeah, whatever you need to do, just let me know when you're going to be out there so my wife doesn't shoot you, and come on out and you can do what you want to do. So when you're commenting in my videos, let me know what you want to see, guys. We do a ton of different stuff. I mean, I'm dealing with stuff all the way from brand new cars with radar, LiDAR, and they're glued and riveted together, all the way back into stuff from the 20s and a little bit in between. I'm really hard slated towards General Motors products, but I work with everything. I mean, they're just cars. They got four wheels. I do quite a bit of work on Hondas, and it seems like everybody that owns a new body style Mustang crashes it or their neighbor runs into it for them. So pretty familiar with those cars. My co-teacher, I teach the collision refinishing program. He teaches the collision repair program. And he's big into Ford. So we've built a couple of Ford pickups for him. He has a little Mustang drag car, and, you know, just cool stuff. I like anything automotive. I really like Spanky. You guys should go out and check out his channel. He's kind of outside of that normal group. But Spanky's got some awesome stuff, some awesome content on his channel, mainly traditional hot rods. He's got some stuff that's got some real shine to it too, and posted up some pictures there the other day with an old pickup in it, and I really like those older 40s, early 50s trucks. So definitely go out and check out Spanky 615 Customs. We release that Auto One Light video a day apart. I thought that was funny because my video was scheduled to deploy like 2 weeks ago, and 615's come out on Monday. It's pretty funny. My video came out today. So as we move towards the summertime, I've got a couple car shows I'm going to go to, and I wanted to make sure I called them out. I know a lot with YouTube. We're all over the United States, so it's tough for anybody to get in to these certain things. We got a show coming up on May the 6th, and give me just a second. I'll run over here and grab this off my deal. So it's Stray Cat Customs. And you can see it's like May 5th, 6th, and 7th. And it'll be in a little town called Dewey, Oklahoma. I have a couple of videos, or either 2 or 1. I'm not sure. I can't tell you for 100%. But the Stray Cat show, it sometimes will bring in close to 1,000 cars into the little town of Dewey. And man, it's a really cool show. There's, they have the theme of lead's not dead because there's a lot of these chopped up cars and stuff there. That's this red car. I would like to have it finished so this gentleman that owns it could enjoy it at that show, because that's what these cars are all about. I mean, we work on them. They're our passion, but folks want to go out and just enjoy it and drive around. So the Stray Cats is one that I'll go to every year. Last year, I did a whole lot of stuff that was just local right here within 30 or 40 miles of the house. I took the blue truck and I've driven it a little over 100 miles one way now. and I'm confident that it's not going to make me walk. So I'll probably be looking to stretch things out a little bit. There's a show in a little town called Owasso, Oklahoma. It's north of Tulsa. I say little town, it's kind of a growing metropolis area now. And boy, there are a lot of cars there. I was surprised, there were close to 400 cars there this last year. It's definitely what I'm going to do again. We got another little show in a small town just south of where I live. The town is called Oshaleta, and they have a harvest days or fall festival car show there, and it's pretty cool. The guy that puts it on, he invited me the first year that they did it to do a video and stuff, so it's just kind of been a relationship that I built. And I'm telling you guys, if you start a channel on YouTube, it really helps if you go out and you network a little bit. Trading stickers and that kind of stuff helps. The content that you produce is 100% of it. So we just try to do those things. Now, the big show that's out here in the area that's close to me that pulls people from all over the country is called The Gathering at the Rock. And that show will be 10/7. So October the 7th. They'll have a pre-show event, like what they call it, a reliability run on the 6th of October. The 7th will be the show, and the awards will be on Sunday. That one is a really cool car show. It's called Gathering at the Rock because it's held at a place out west of Bartlesville called the Woolaroc. And Woolaroc means woods, lakes, and rocks. It's the like out of town little rest place for Frank Phillips, who started Phillips Petroleum. He built this place back in the 40s, and he started off just going to all these different countries because he's an oil baron. And in these different countries, he'd see animals that interested him. He'd buy them and bring them back. And as he brought those animals back, he started needing more and more acreage, more pens, that kind of stuff. So now Woolaroc is a really big game preserve there, and it's got museums there. It actually has the largest Colt 1911 collection in the world right here in Bartlesville. So it's kind of one of those cool deals. There's a ton of cars out there, and man, you want to see some high end down to just patinaed up stuff that folks drive in. That's the place to go. I did put in an application to get my 35 Chevy in there. I'm sorry, my dad's 35 Chevy in there, and they rejected the car. And I think part of it's because it's not running and driving yet. We are going to get there with the car. We're going to drive it out there, and whatever, we'll have a good time. Sorry, guys. So yeah, go live, talk a little bit for y'all. I got the car back here. I was gonna put some more body filler on it, but I don't know if the comments can handle all the Bondo spreading tonight out there. What the next things for the channel. I already talked about doing how to and making that part of everything in a week, have a how to video. We are going to continue, like this car will be gone pretty quick. The 35, I'm still figuring it out. I need somebody to draw the interior for me and let me know what looks good. I've got an idea, but man, I'm not an artist. I just have to see it in my head and build it with my hands. A lot of people like that out there. I see some of the students that I have can draw and do better than I can do trying to do a rendering or something like that. So yeah, we're working on it, figuring out the color palette, everything. I mean, red, white, and blue. It's tough to go wrong there. But we move into the interior. Is it light colored? Is it dark colored? Is it tan? Is it gray? I mean, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I think I'm just going to have to get some material and start throwing stuff in there. I do have seats in it. That next video will be out later this month. And I really want that video to be the 35 Chevy moving out of the garage under its own power for the first time since I've been not since I've been alive, but since I've been around the car. I've never seen it run and drive. It's the furthest together there. Rust repair for the layman. Yeah, we can do it, man. I grew up with my dad. He had that shop and he built cars. The neighbor across the road, they worked together, but man, my dad would buy stuff so that we could work in that garage just to keep us out of trouble. You know, if you're working on a car and you're trying to get it going, usually you're so broke you can't buy anything else, first of all. And second of all, if you got to work on this car, you're there where they can keep track of you. You know, I think that's a problem with the kids today. You know, it's not that they're bad. They just need more challenge. They need more things to do. They need to be in that garage and not on a phone or something like that. And that's kind of my viewpoint. Chug the water. Yeah, shotgun it. You thought I was going to, didn't you? I don't want to gag, man. I'll puke all over the place here. Wife just made chicken and stuff and had a pretty good lunch. Got my old buddy Sam here coming out to check out because I'm talking, and my dog, he wants me to pet him. If I'm saying anything, I need to be saying it to him and you know, showing him some affection there. So I talked about car shows. We talked about the ones that are going to be pretty cool. If you're anywhere near this area, that Stray Cats show that whole weekend is really fun. I'll take and put a post up on YouTube, and I'll try to put it up there a little bit ahead of where I'm going to be. And you don't have to come there to see me. Just come there to hang out and check out the cars. Okay. I'm just Okie that has a small YouTube channel, and I like to work on cars like a lot of other people do. So yeah, we do those things. We have fun. We drive our cars. I've got one video that's in the works, or it's there in that schedule to come out. And I did it just for 615 because of some comments that he'd made. And we're out driving in on the hunting lease, and a guy's got a fifth wheel that he's mounted up on pipe to keep it out of the floodplain, built a roof over it, got a wraparound deck. Now he's got cattle pens out there by it. And that place is pretty cool because it's a giant island. It's about 1,200 acres. And the river goes around one side, and it's got a slough that cuts across, and a creek goes around the other side. So it's really big. Really a cool place. A lot of pecan trees in there. And we went and walked around, checked it all out, and dang, killed a snake out there. And it's still cold. You're wearing long sleeve shirts. It's tonight, short sleeve weather, garage doors open. It's warm here. It actually is, wind is blowing, and it's starting to kind of feel like it might be that land a house on a witch kind of weather, you know. I know that No Parts has seen some of that stuff for sure. And old mechanic, he had the same thing last year. So nice warm weather finally. I really should be having some lights on and doing some stuff with this 47 outside, but can't work all the time, especially like I'm not going to have 1,000 subscribers again we're going to keep going up, and hopefully I want to get the channel where I can take proceeds from it, and I want to take a student every year and buy them tools. You know, that's where my heart is. I want to really help these guys doing that. Oh, mechanic. Oh, Robert's coming to your house, gonna check your crops out. You better watch out, old mechanic. You know, the last time he came down there, you guys ended up in New York City, so be careful. Yeah. All right. So Robert wants to see more C10 videos. I do too. I want to get back to doing C10 trucks because I like to build them. I've got the parts and know kind of how one of them goes together, where this 35 Chevy is something that, man, it's hard to find stuff for. The C10, you know, that's kind of a truck where it's almost like a brand new car. Now you can buy every little part and piece you need, but it's cool to be able to source some of that stuff, find some old things, or do stuff guys were doing back in the day. I've got a 67 cab that I want to build as the truck that, like, I'm able to take out. There is a road race course in between Tulsa, Oklahoma and Oklahoma City, and it's called Howlett Motor Speedway. It's a big road race course. I want to build the 67 C10 and be able to take it out to Howlett and drive it. I've driven a couple of smaller cars out there, and it's a ton of fun. I don't want to build anything that's super high end. If I build it, it's going to be something that's built out of parts that I can scrounge, I can put together, we can modify, and we'll do something cool with it. I built a 69 Camaro, and we did all kinds of fun stuff with that car. I built it, the suspension setup in it was like what they were racing in the Trans Am series back in the 70s, because Dick Gullstrand and a couple of others had done all the research a fella needed to set that up. But I don't know a whole lot of people that are using trucks and just not completely changing the suspension or putting a different chassis underneath it. They're using some exotic stuff, and you know, that's out of the reach of most people. It's out of the reach of me. So I want to just do something that's fun, that you can drive, but is fast enough to, you know, give you the old thrill when you're going around the racetrack and you about lose it. It's always fun. So, yeah, I want to one more time give you the specs here. We're going to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away 5 sets. I'm going to give away shirts. I have black or I have gray, and I'm going to give away decals. And the way you're going to get entered is the video that comes out this Friday. You're going to leave a comment there that is has win in the comment, and I'll use one of the deals off of the internet to randomly select 5 people there, and then we'll go from there. I don't know. I haven't done this before, so we're just going to have to play it by ear and do it that way. I really want to give back more, but my wife told me I couldn't give the blue C10 away, and I have this Dodge truck that I have a couple of videos on. I can't give that away either. So maybe when we hit 10,000, we can do that. I know that's a stretch there. I'm sure that eventually we're going to get there with the channel. It's growing pretty good. And like I said, the views are up with those long format videos. And that's where my heart is, sharing with you all. I love to do shorts and be silly. It's a lot of fun, but 15 seconds isn't enough time to really go in depth on anything. Just show you a quick little bloop, and then you're done. So we'll be doing car shows during the summer, how-to videos, and we're going to get back to the 68 C10 and get that thing all done up so that it's a cool truck and driving around. And kind of have to see if it drives good. We'll keep it for a while. If I'm not happy with it, we'll get rid of it. To the robot. Can't dance 615. Yeah, so that's about all you get, buddy. So, yeah, we're here, we're live, and it's real. I don't know what else to tell you. Looking at my screen set up here. See that dog? There's a water bowl over there, and he just keeps going back for water. So we got all the stuff. I do want to get this set up where we could do a little bit of live footage and have more coverage of the center of the shop, and I'll figure that out as we go along. You know, most everything that I do is recorded just with a simple GoPro camera. I don't know what you guys all are using, but like that is my setup for most of my videos. I got a magnet that repurposed off of some rack that's stuck to a metal wall. And then the stem of it is a piece that I pulled out of a scrap dumpster at a machine shop, and a little bit of imagination, and that thing will stick on the hood of a car doing 70 miles an hour down the interstate. I know a lot of people use the phone. Old Mechanic's that's a push button phone, Old Mechanic. I know you do. You use a rotary dial one, don't you, bud? Up there. I know they're having to pipe sunlight into you up where you live. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Old Mechanic, he's got the spy cam going every day. Had a little bit of him today out were you in a skid steer? Like tearing stuff up. That was pretty cool. I can just jump in and out real fast because you're out there, and it's usually during my lunch or something like that. I can jump in and check you guys out and see what you're doing. A corn phone. I hadn't seen that one, but I'm sure Old Mechanic's got it stashed back somewhere. So the 67 C10, you know, I like custom stuff. And I had somebody tell me here a while back that, well, you know, you need to have something that nobody else has that's completely different. So I've been tossing around ideas in my head of what I want to do. And I'm seriously considering doing a suicide doors on one of the C10 trucks. So they open up like the old Fords. And once we get it in, we start looking at it, we'll decide, you know, do we stop with just the suicide doors, or do we want to do that and lower the roof on it? Do we want to do the suicide doors, a chop top, and section the truck? I mean, I like to do that kind of stuff. So we'll see. We'll just see what we can do when we get there. I've done a few chop tops. I have built stuff from scratch. I bought kits. I want to build it and have it where somebody else could do it if they wanted to put the work in it. But yeah. Oh, you guys. So I don't know what to build. Because like I have that blue truck, I get this 35 Chevy done. I like to hunt and fish. I'd do that, but I'm going to keep doing those things. A flip front end. Yeah. Front end that flips up, make it all one piece, slide it off on a track, flip it forward. That would be interesting. I hadn't thought of it, but it's definitely doable. Lead. Yeah, old mechanic, I've got some lead over here. I know how to do it. It's 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 kind of a pain in the butt because it's not something that we work with all the time. I actually did a Model T for a guy, and we did absolutely no body filler anywhere in the T. Everything was lead, and then worked out with high build primer. And it was a royal pain in the rear to do it. Just the stuff that you have to use with the lead to make it stick. It causes issues with paint adhesion, or the stuff you use with the lead to make it not stick to the paddles. So you got to clean, but it's definitely doable. Metro vans, yeah, the old bread truck, set it up to fish out of. That's always cool. I've got a Suburban that was a 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive, and is wrecked really bad. And we did the framework on it and cut the back half of the body off to make it into a truck to fish and to hunt and all that. Lead causes issue with yeah, breathing for a living. Yeah, definitely. That was my granddad was a paint and body guy. He started the shop in 1946 when he came back from World War II. And, they didn't have a term that they use today called PTSD, but my grandfather was pretty bad off with things that had happened to him. And he had a drinking problem. And then plus, he was doing lead work, and all the paint, the primers, all the stuff that they used back then, they had lead in them, which you all know that. The body fillers, some of the old first gen body fillers, they even had asbestos in them. So, you had to be a real man to be a body man back then. Now it's just for the sissies. These guys are just changing parts out. That's what they do. Yeah. Lead with lacquer paint. That was back in the day when I started out in the business. That's what we were using, was lacquer everything. We used body filler, but we used lacquer primer, lacquer paint, lacquer sealer, lacquer, and that stuff shrunk up, cracked, lost its gloss. You had to sand and buff like crazy to make it work. I don't like it. So we won't be going back there. We'll be using urethane stuff and not lacquer. Everything that I use takes a hardener in it. The base coat doesn't necessarily have to, but you can add a hardener there. So you get a 2K finish, or a finish that will set up, and it's catalyzed chemically. It reacts. Yeah, Robert, we got to do the schmoozing, the schmearing, the schmooze. I saw a guy on YouTube. I was watching some bodywork video, and this dude was showing the right way to do it. And apparently I'm missing something because I didn't have the half a can of Coke in with my Bondo to get it to really stick. So we're going to have to try that. We are going to have to try that and see what we can do. So, yeah, all the good stuff. I got some Robert's paint over here. So we use the good stuff. Yeah. Farm and implement. Hey, you need to paint something black. You want it to be shiny for a minute. This stuff works pretty good. I bet DD Speed Shop, this is what he puts on the cars right here. The farm. I almost said Fram. Man, that'd be bad, wouldn't it? Those orange filters that kill everything. So we do that. We get this giveaway thing done. And I don't know how often I go live. I know Robert 615 Woody, we all do a live on Sunday night, or at least I just step in there. Those guys do all the heavy lifting of the whole thing. I just kind of show up and it's already there, up and running. But that is something that I would like to do some, is get more into the StreamYard and have maybe a panel and we talk about some stuff to see what's going on. Oh, old mechanic, the hot plate. Yeah, you're going back a ways there, bud. Back when we used to do a lot of enamel paint jobs, you take the old enamel and put it on a hot plate and get it good and hot and spray that stuff and it'll lay out like glass. I know a lot of guys that talk about doing that back in the day. Yeah, I've done a lot of implement paint jobs. Like when I was a kid growing up and I didn't care. I wanted to go ride my three-wheeler. My dad had a couple of old Chevy square body trucks and he'd buy two every summer and he'd buy them in the end of May and they had to be ready to go back to the auction in August. So we painted them with the implement paint or the cheap stuff, whatever it was. I did the body work. I know I fixed a lot of rust with some screen wire and newspaper, whatever was handy. Used cheese grater from the body filler, that shredded body filler, used it to make your body filler thicker so it'd fill in holes. You know, we did a lot of crappy stuff back in the day. Yeah, you're right, Robert. Nobody's going to want to use that thousands and thousands of dollars worth of paint on your first paint job. For a long time, I've used nothing but PPG stuff because most of the cars that I've been doing out here in my shop are like this 47 Ford, but nicer. I do these things for a customer, and man, it amounts to a lot of money. It does. So if somebody's going to build an $80,000 car, a few $1,000s for paint is not a big deal. But back to like you're talking, your first paint job, you're going to use whatever you can. Kids today, it's coming out of the rattly can there, right? And it works. Yeah, PPG. I mean, you guys know what PPG stands for? That'll be a good one. Put that in the comments there real quick. Or over in the chat, what does PPG stand for? And it's kind of crazy. That was a huge company. It started out with a company called Ditzler. So, got a can. Give me a second. So there you go. That's Ditzler, right? And it says it is Ditzco enamel jet black spraying enamel. Old mechanic, you probably used that stuff, man. Back in the day, this was not that expensive. They had it everywhere. I wish it was a can that some of my family had used, but this is something I think I bought it off eBay because it wasn't real expensive, and it's a cool old can. Anything that says Ditzler on it, you guys out digging around in stuff, you find a can that says Ditzler on it, you got something that's pretty old. It's not super old. This can right here, I think, is from what was it? It was from the early 60s, and not a lot of warnings on there. It has directions, but apparently people back in the 60s didn't have to have 14 pages of warnings on there. They understood this crap, it's going to make you more like a man if you use it, you know. I just like old stuff, so I got that. I was in a guy's barn helping him clean up stuff, and Here's you another one, an old Sinclair can. So I don't know how old that one is. I just know it was in this old farmer's shed as we were cleaning it out, and he was throwing stuff away, and he threw this can away. I was like, man, I'll keep that. And he's like, what the hell you want that piece of trash for? It still has a little bit of grease in it. We could actually grease this up some wheel bearings, but this stuff probably has lead in the grease or something. I like it. Same old farmer. He was a wildcatter in the oil fields back in the day. And he had these cool boxes stacked up in the back corner. And once we got stuff cleaned up, I could see there were wooden crates. I'm sorry, not boxes. And those wooden crates, they had, it was like Remington UMC on it, which, you know, I'm thinking bullets, guns, that kind of stuff. And it was actually boxes, crates that had dynamite in them. And then the bottom three of them, there was about a half dozen sticks of dynamite left in there. And when we got into those boxes, he made me go home because he was going to dispose of it. Now I come back the next day and there was starts of a new pond where he had disposed of his dynamite. And he still, even though the boxes were empty, I couldn't talk him out of one. I wanted one so bad. So I love that kind of stuff though. Just old car things. We just keep that rolling. And like I said before, I'm into stuff that, like at work, teaching people how to work on cars that have radar and LiDAR and driver assistance, and they don't weld parts on them. They're glued on and riveted on, and the only welding is done by a squeeze tight resistant spot welder that costs more than my first house. So that whole collision repair industry has changed a huge amount through the years. And I kind of like those hot rods. So that's what I'm going to focus on here. And we can talk about the new stuff if you like. I just like to talk about the new materials that they're using, because the plastics, the paint technology, everything, I believe right now, we just about have it perfected. You know what I mean? Old Mechanic's been out of it for 7 years now. Yeah. Sinclair gas pumps. Those are definitely cool. Got a place west of town where a guy's got a whole Trop Arctic filling station set up inside of his shop. And I want to be able to get in there and visit with him, but you just never know. I went to high school with his son. We'll see if I can get in there and we can do a little video, maybe a walkthrough of that. They have like a whole a Cutlass 442 collection. This guy's got one that's actually a station wagon. So I thought that was kind of cool. Out of Order Garage, I think that's what he likes, is the Oldsmobile stuff. So he would definitely dig this. There's a lot of those old Cutlasses over there, and those guys are just, they're big into Oldsmobiles. And we just say, whatever. It's a car. Come on, people. Yeah. Huh. They don't care about orange peel anymore. Yeah, you know, orange peel is a thing. And I can show you guys how to minimize it when you're spraying, to try to eliminate it when you're spraying. But I hear a lot of people talk about how slick they can make something. I have not seen anybody that can take a panel that needs sealer, base coat, and clear coat applied to that panel and not end up with orange peel. And I don't care if you're spraying lacquer, enamel, or what. Back in the day, people used those siphon feed guns, you know, the old DeVelvis guns, the Binks Model 7 guns, and they really didn't put as much material on the surface. So we can spray the same number of coats out of two different guns and end up with a different mill thickness with the newer gun than with the older gun. The newer gun's going to apply more material to that surface. So peel patina, yeah. Buff out the oranges. That's what I did on the 35 Chevy. I mean, it is a cut and buff deal. I was like, I didn't want to put any runs in the old 35 Chevy. I've experienced too much having to sand runs out in my life to do it. And on that kind of car, painting it in my garage, it wasn't so much the texture in the car that made me buff it. It was the dirt in the car and my little mascots, them little bugs that are flying around. That's the only thing that's bad about now. It's warm enough out. I can have the door open. I got my short sleeve shirt on, but the dang bugs start coming in, and it's just bad news. Anybody that watches my videos knows that, like, the school that I teach at, I got some really nice equipment there, access to some nice booths and everything. So if it's something I want to do super nice, I'll take it there and paint it. But yeah, I didn't paint the 35 Chevy there because of Robert and 615 telling me I should paint it in my garage at home. The kids, they all wanted to paint it, and it's like, hell no. Yeah, bugs are a pain. Some people call what are they? They're mosquito hawks. They look like giant mosquitoes. We call them gallinippers. Those daggum things, they really suck to get into a paint job. I've had a bunch of them get into stuff, and I just kind of sell them as a mascot. Let the people have it. I'm not going to charge you any extra for that bug that's still there because I can't buff him out. First car with river cracks in the roof, huh? Well, I can't say it's the first one I've seen. It's the first one I've seen with material as thick as it is on the roof. I've seen it where damage was in the side of something, but most cars that I've seen that people have chopped in the past, they actually tried to get the metal straight. This car, they did not try to straighten the metal. It's like everything on it is just however they welded it up. That's what they ended up with. They kind of cleaned the welds, but they didn't even bother to grind the dang welds on it. So it's whatever. We're just going to make it nice again. And you guys will know what it looks like. Anybody that watches the videos will be like, holy crap, that guy is crazy. Well, a little bit crazy, but I also know the stuff that I'm using, it's going to stay there for quite some time. I don't know how long, but we're going to find out. We're going to give it a chance, put it on there. And I haven't done any more on this car in a while because I'm letting all of that stuff shrink a while. Any plastic, repair material, structural adhesive, or body filler that you put on, it shrinks. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is. It's going to shrink a small amount. So shrinkage is bad, right? So you take that stuff and you heat it up as hot as you can, and then you cool it off. So it goes through a complete heat cycle. It gets as hot as it's going to get, gets as cold as it's going to get, and it doesn't shrink anymore after that. So we'll see what we do. We'll see what we do. Yeah. All right. So I've pretty much told you everything I'm going to tell you. You've got all the information out of me you're going to. I do appreciate people that gave me money tonight. I'm not looking for that, but I won't turn it down. I'm happy to do that for you guys too. Yep. So we'll continue to keep you guys going. Look for the announcement for next Tuesday. I'm saying Tuesday right now because I think that I can make it happen. It may be like 8:30 before I get out here though. And then we'll announce the winner. Okay. And the video that comes out Friday, the description of it has what you need to do. You put that in there, and I'm anxious to give some shirts and some stickers away. I mean, Mama Sita said all this design shirt has to go before I can do a new design and have some new shirts made. So we got to get it done. I mean, this is old enough. It doesn't even have a little play button in the middle of the grill on the Hog Shooter Hot Rods emblem. So they're cool shirts. The one that I've got on here is my evening wear. So we try to do it. Hey, John, Show Car Builder, I hope you're doing good tonight. We're just up here talking about this. You're going to want to watch Friday's video, comment in it so that you can be entered in to win some little merch out of the hog barn here. We give away a couple of decals and some shirts. Going to give it to 5 people. All right. So yeah, Robert, you have had it for a few years. You realize you're the only person that I sent a shirt to outside of Oklahoma. So I'm glad you're representing. I'm repping you, brother. I try to get as many people as I can to go there. And we're going to keep the videos coming. I want to listen to what you all want to see. You let me know. You want to see a suicide door, small back window, truck cab. I've got all the stuff to do a power back glass on it, make it roll up and down, make the doors open up. And then once we get to that point, we'll just see where we're at. I mean, this truck's kind of rough, but it's what I'm used to building. I don't build crap that you go out and buy. We're going to build old stuff that started out as somebody's like, oh my gosh, let's take it to the scrap yard. A lot of patina stuff going on the internet right now. That's not where I'm at. I don't mind anybody does patina or whatever. Hey, it's your car. You build it the way you want to. Just not what I've always grown up doing. And I've tried and I just can't do it. In that ice bathtub, dude, it's like short sleeve weather. The ice is gone. We may have to wait or take a journey up north up there. Robert's probably got an ice bathtub in his backyard, doesn't he? So I am going to sign off and let you guys get to your evening. I know Rav4's like 2 o'clock in the morning. He's staggering along. He's got does he drink coffee or does he drink tea? He's got something hot there that's all laced up to help him stay awake. Now he's going to have to reverse it so he can make himself go to sleep. I know old mechanic's got to get to bed because he's later than we are here, and we're going to have to get off here so we can get some other stuff done, guys. I cannot stress it enough how much I appreciate all of you that watch my videos, that comment on it. I try to go out and watch as many of you guys' videos as I can and comment on them because we got to keep the algorithms working, right? That's the deal. And as a community, we can grow faster and more. I see a lot of big channels out there that are starting to sound like one giant daggone commercial. And that's not what this is all about. I watch YouTube so I can skip the stinking commercials and I can learn how to do something or have a good laugh or read a comment and see what some idiot out there has to say about what you're doing. It's always good. So you guys stay safe. What was it John Kosmowski told me? He said, keep your air cap parallel and your hose out of the wet paint. Okay. You guys have a good one, and we'll check you out. Peace out, boys.